Welcome everyone to this week's Fish Friday. Today we are on Fish Friday number 30 and we have an especially good one for y'all today. One that is very popular but extremely unique to aquariums. Today we are going to be talking about the Indian dwarf pufferfish. Indian dwarf pufferfish. Oh my goodness, can't talk. The family name, if you can remember from when we discussed the fugu pufferfish, is Tetrodontidae. So, that's the family of pufferfish. That means four tooth. All Tetrodontidae have four teeth. The scientific name of the dwarf puffer is Carinotetrodon travancoricus. Travancoricus. There we go. It's a pretty difficult one for me to pronounce. I don't know why. Carinotetrodon travancoricus. Ooh, yes, it is cute. I will say that. Some other common names, especially in the aquarium trade: pea pufferfish, pygmy pufferfish. It's also called the Malabar pufferfish, but I want to make it very clear that there is a different pufferfish that is called a Malabar pufferfish, so I don't really like to do that because it can get it gets a lot of confusion in the way. This is endemic to the Kerala and southern Karnataka. Sorry, I've never seen this word before. Kerala and southern Karnataka in southwest India. So I think those are like India's versions of states. But they don't have a very large range, so very, very tight. I mean, I shouldn't say that. They're only found in those two sorts of states. I'm not saying that they're rare or anything. Well, we'll get into that. But they're found in southwest India, basically. And something, as you can probably infer from this picture, is that it is one of, if not the smallest puffer in the world. I couldn't find a lot. There was some debate on this one, on that one. It's definitely one of the smallest, and there's a good possibility it is considered the smallest puffer in the family. In fact, for its size, its maximum documented size is 3.5 centimeters, which is about 1.5 inches. Let me be very clear. I have had these. I have seen a lot of them. If you find an 1.5 inch pea puffer, you have found the Mac Daddy pea puffer. So, just because that's its maximum size, that is its actual maximum size. I've never seen that. Most of them get maybe 1.25 inches, if that. So, just be clear. Now, you might be saying though, Ping, we alternate saltwater and freshwater every week. Aren't puffers saltwater? That is one of the coolest things about this and why it's so popular in the aquarium. Not only is its size and its look is incredibly adorable, this is actually a freshwater pufferfish. One of the only ones in the world. There's not very many. I want to say there's 5, but don't quote me on that. But it is an actual freshwater fish. And not only that, some of the other pufferfish, there are other pufferfish that can survive in freshwater. I think they call them the figure 8 puffer, but those actually just survive. They don't thrive. These, you put them in salt water, they will die. So please don't put them in salt water. As you can see, they are primarily yellow with dark green sort of patches sort of everywhere. Here's 2 right here. Males are going to be more brightly colored than females. And I think the males also have a dorsal crest that you basically never see. Something else, a difference between males and females is males will also have a dark stripe down the belly, and they'll have like an eye wrinkle pattern behind them. I don't know if that's an eye wrinkle. I don't know. I've had these. I never tried to sex them. And actually, while we're talking on that, sexing of juveniles, you cannot sex these when these are juveniles. It's impossible. I don't care what anyone tells you. When they are young, it is impossible. If someone tells you other than that, they're lying. That's because these fish actually choose their sex as they mature. And I say choose in quotation. How they do that is once one pufferfish decides I'm going to be a male, and he starts becoming a male, so all of them are born female, and one of them starts becoming a male, he actually excretes hormones that prevent the other puffers from becoming male in the immediate area. So it's, once he decides he's going to be a male, he excretes hormones, and you can't be a male now. If two start to mature in a male at the same time, one becomes a dominant male. So, now here's a little blown up picture. Sorry that the quality isn't that good. All the pictures I could find on the internet were little thumbnails. I couldn't find an actual good sized picture, many of them anyway. Now, as far as their diet, these are going to eat very small animals in the wild, such as rotifers, copepods, and small insects, small things that are on the bottom. They have a lot of sand and detritus in their guts, but that's usually from the fact that they are eating things on the bottom. In captivity, a dwarf puffer will eat small snails. And in fact, that's why these originally became very popular in the aquarium trade, is because these would actually go around and eat small snails like candy. Loved them. But you also have to feed them some frozen bloodworms and brine shrimp, something like that. They not only they kind of require a varied diet. If they just eat one thing, they get really bored, and when they get bored, they're really stressed. These fish are very intelligent. Just something real quick to add. They really like a heavily planted aquarium, as you can see, and they seem to really like kabamba in aquarium. And kabamba is a type of aquarium plant. I won't show you a picture or anything like that. I love kabamba. I think kabamba is a very good plant for an aquarium. That's very easy. It's very low maintenance. It's a low light plant, low intensity plant. So I'm perfectly fine with this. But it has been shown that when kabamba is in the aquarium, it actually reduces the mortality among the puffers in the aquarium. I don't know why. I know it's a good hiding plant for them. Maybe it's just soothes them. I don't know, but it's actually been shown to reduce plant mortality, or reduce mortality among them. Also, the reason why these need a lot of plants is these are plant spawners. They lay their eggs on plants in the water. So maybe that's another thing about they just feel more comfortable about being around plants. Now, kind of the most interesting thing about these is all pufferfish almost across the world, very solitary. The fugu pufferfish that we talked about, all other just they don't like to be with other people or other pufferfish. However, now this is my opinion, and I'll just say why in a minute. These are actually a very social pufferfish. Most people say don't keep these alone, and don't even keep these in a group that's less than 6 of them. So don't keep less than 6 in your aquarium. And females should outnumber the males 2-to-1. That's actually a really common one. Females outnumbering males 2-to-1. It saves a lot on aggressive territorialism. So just basically a rule of thumb, if you're keeping multiple fish and you know the sexes, try and keep it 2-to-1. 2 females to 1 male. But it has been shown, and I have seen this, when kept in a group, they are much more confident. They're much more social with each other and with their aquarium owners, much less aggressive to each other. Now, here's another thing. They also have a much better feeding response. And that's what aquarium people, especially amateur aquariums, aquariumists go for. They really want to have a fish that has a good feeding response. Everyone wants to see them put their fish flakes in the water, and the fish come up and they nom 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 all over the fish flakes. Like, they want to see that. It's a very bad thing. Most of the time you don't like aggressive feeding responses because that means that it's usually an aggressive fish. But if you have a group of these, they seem to actually, be much more active in like coming up and getting food like out of your hand, things like that. Now it is important if you do have more than 8 individuals in a group though, be very careful that the groups don't split and start fighting with each other. They'll, you might have 4 here and 4 there, and then they just decide, you know what, we're going to attack each other. It's like a gang war, turf war. Got them. This is my branch. No, this is our branch. Fight. Don't do that. So just be aware if they are starting to get a little separating from each other and starting to be a little aggressive towards each other. Find someone to take them. You don't want to have dead fish in your aquarium. Now, a group of 6 should be housed in about a 16-gallon aquarium, which is about a 60 liters. The general rule of thumb, if you're in America, for every 1 inch of fish, you have a gallon of water. In Europe, it would be 1 inch. Oh my goodness. 2.5 centimeters of fish. Okay, 1 liter of water for every 2.5 centimeters of fish. Ooh. I had to do some terrible math conversion in my head for that. American versus there. Now, you can get away with a little more if you have a lot of plants in your aquarium. You can actually get away with like 2 to 3 inches or there. But the reason why these get popular is because people see these really tiny fish and then they think, oh, well, they can be really good for a small, like, desktop aquarium. If you manage to get that to work, you're very lucky. Most of the times they stress out and either kill each other or just flat out die from starvation a lot of times. If they get stressed out, they basically stop eating. Now, kind of an issue with them. These are actually threatened by overfishing for the aquarium trade. There's a little bit of habitat loss going on, but everything I've seen is that it's primarily due to overharvesting for the aquarium trade. These are so popular in the aquarium trade that they basically just have fish. We've overharvested them simply for aquarium. You obviously can't eat this thing. Maybe as like a Tic Tac or something. I don't know. Now, there is some habitat loss going on there as well, but I do think it's more for the overharvesting. Now, we have switched to much more of a aquaculture setup to where these are being raised on fish farms for the aquarium trade, and usually those are even healthier, so I would definitely suggest that. But it's gotten so bad that scientists have estimated that the species has declined by 30 to 40% from 2005 to 2015. So, that's a significant drop in almost by half in 10 years. And that was 6 years ago. So who knows if it's dropped more then. But the reason why, and the question that Tavi always asks, these are only $4. I can have this shipped to my house in 3 days for $4 a fish. $3.79 if I buy more than 12. Like, that's the issue with these is people go to their aquariums, their pet stores, their other things, pet stores, they go online, they're like, oh, that looks cool, I'll buy it. I'll just buy 10 of them. I mean, it's only $20. I don't want to make light of the situation that they're making light of the fact that it's only $20, but when you compare this to like a native color morph discus that is $480, it's insane. Now, I want to end this video with one thing. If you have this in an aquarium, and I highly encourage you to have these, they're incredibly fun. They're very active. They're very intelligent. They will they will learn your face as their owner, They will come up and interact with you. These are incredibly good fish. Do not make them blow up. Do not make them blow up. Yes, they can. It doesn't matter that they're small. Don't do it. It's very stressful for a pufferfish to blow up, to suck in that water. And it's worse when you pull them out and they blow up outside of water and they sucked in air. If they do blow up, just leave them alone. Eventually they'll deflate, because if they're in water, all they did was suck in water. They don't suck in air. They don't blow up like a balloon unless they're outside the water. They just, whatever's in front of their mouth, they gulp it and they get big. Don't really know why, but you know, you're talking about this. When they're cooked down, they're going to be 3/4 of an inch floppies with no meat. No, they're not a snack unless you're looking to popcorn them. But thank you guys so much for stopping in. I really appreciate it, and I hope to see you again. If I don't, please be safe. Have a great day. Please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. If you do, I'd really appreciate it. Listen, leave a comment. I'm still waiting on someone to give me a good comment for a fish or a herp. Check out our other series, Herp Monday. But thank you guys so much again. I really appreciate it, and peace.